Thank you to SnakeStone97 for their generous donation as a YouTube member. Hello everyone and welcome back to the end of Echo. The final recording session, unless shit goes awry and I have to stop early. Who fucking knows at this point? I'm Vivian and I am also nervous. I am taken aback. I am stunned. I am also a little itchy. Anyway, a creeping sense of dread begins to dawn upon me. That's a good line to come back with. Hunker down. Get ready. And so we do. Wow. Compliance. What the fuck happened? Okay, I'm sorry. Sorry. I accidentally touched my mouse when I was not supposed to. God knows I could have blown up the fucking world with that. Well, as much as I'm willing to do with my legs still feeling like it's on fire. Yeah, for those who... It's been a while since we done an Echo update. Last time we were here, except for the Flynn epilogue, we escaped Brian's clutches. Our leg is fucked. Leo's leg is fucked. We had that encounter at the van. Leo confessed his hallucinations. That's not a word. And now we're approaching the people who did the bidding of Brian, aka Micah's old crew, and we sided with Jenna? I don't remember. But I know there is a good and bad ending, apparently. There's an A and B ending, and if there's an epilogue... We're gonna be here for a while, so let me just shut up and get on with it. I can even see Leo wincing as he crouches down in front of some shrubbery. God, he's getting more lucid as the time goes by. You guys all good for this? Yeah. It's just like I got bit by 20 fire ants. There's probably something we can wrap your legs up with inside. Legs whoop. And the tips of your fingers, Batty. Batty? Said Batty. Said Bat gives Leo an incredulous look before letting out a little harumph. I got a harumph out of that guy. And facing forward again. I squint past the two of them through the brush, and I can make out the text and logo on the utility vehicle. The choice we had, which I imagine is important, because it's there, is whether to rely on Jenna's negotiation skills or Micah's negotiation skills in dealing with them. The argument for Jenna is that we're on her fucking route, and she's training to be a psychologist, and ergo she would be a better mediator. However, Micah's argument is that he's actually familiar with these people, and is saying that he knows how to talk to them specifically. So, we'll see what the fuck happens. I don't honestly remember which choice we made. I feel like I should know that before going... fuck it. We'll see how it goes. Here we go. It says, the Reclamation Bureau. With a little river insignia surrounding by the national flag. That's how you know they're doing their best to make sure it's not stated specifically what country this is. The national flag. No one fucking says that. Jenna squats down beside me. Her ear twitching. She quickly peers over her shoulder, staring hard at something behind us. Oh, you know what the fuck it was. Okay, look. I know I keep fucking diverting here and it's annoying. But you notice how the save files are like 3 minutes apart? Oh no, they're like 2 minutes apart. One of these is probably the fucking... like, one route and the other's the other. I'm gonna take a minute and look up what the fuck happened in the last episode. God damn it. Great commentary.
The first one is us choosing Jenna. The second one is us choosing Micah. Which one? Let me know in the comments down below, please. For the love of God, don't fuck it up.
Okay, well, let's look at the comments and see what one it is, because I unknowingly clicked on the Micah one, because I just sort of didn't fucking think about it. Thank you to user Mayday for pointing out my inconsistent Micah voice. Thank you. Horned Rabbit says that we should choose the Micah one, so we're already on that one. Good, good. Okay, so out of the 14 comments I got on that episode, only one actually voted. Which makes me think none of y'all actually watched to the end of the episode. You bastards. I'm kidding. It's fine. Whatever. Do what you want. But the one vote was for the route we're actually on, so... Let's see how the Micah choice goes, now that we're already pretty far into it. We'd be further into it, but I just shut the fuck up. She quickly peers over her shoulder, staring hard at something behind us. I follow her gaze, though all I see is a vast stretch of desert between us and Lake Emma. Micah looks too, letting out a little gasp. Who the fuck? What? I don't see anything. Shush. Jenna places her paw up to my lips, a frown, peering past her fingers into the dark. Finally, I can hear something. Twigs snapping, quick footsteps, and maybe some panting? There's a rumbling behind it, too, that sounds almost mechanical in nature. My first thought is the van from earlier. Whoever turned it on. Had they gotten it running and followed us out here? The silhouette of a figure emerges through the sagebrush, its motions frantic. Eventually, I can see its eyes, which are a familiar bright blue. TJ! Tej! Leo quickly runs up to catch the flailing feline, only to be met with slashing claws that push him away. What the fuck? The wolf seethes audibly, stepping back. TJ, stop! It's us! He whispers sternly. Oh, sorry. Damn it! Say how you're saying things before you say the line. Trying to snap him out of whatever's come over him. We know that in other routes he's gone, like... He's gotten so upset he's gone past the point of hearing anyone. TJ keeps looking over his shoulder, panicked. It's coming! It won't stop following me! Apparently, I remember a remark in another route. The lady from the diner fucking saw him running down the street screaming about being followed. Crazy. TJ shouts and Micah visibly flinches. Kid, shut the fuck up. He's hysterical. Yes, I hit him or something. Leo blinks. Leo blinks, frowning deeply as he tries to wrangle the cat by the scruff of his neck with little success. What? I am not gonna punch TJ. Oh, so you get to beat up my friends and it's totally fine. Mike, you're really liking Micah's sass here, aren't you? Micah's grumbling trails off into a disgruntled mumble as TJ yowls. He keeps trying to scramble away, kicking up clouds of dust everywhere. The cat looks horrible. Goat head brambles stuck in his fur, tumbleweeds, sticks in his shirt, his pants ripped at the seams. Looks like he's been out running in the wilds for a while. Jenna squeezes my shoulder some before moving from my side, approaching the increasingly feral-looking lynx. TJ, it's me, Jenna. She speaks softly, a calming tone to her voice. I'm here with Leo, Chase, and our new friend Micah. You're okay. The rumbling sound is getting closer. Soon I can see headlights gleaming across the desert. It's a pickup truck, and it's not even on the roads. The driver just careening through the desert straight toward us. TJ's eyes bulge, head swiveling around the sound, even as Leo wrestles him to his knees. Oh no, oh no, 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 no! It's the thing
Turns into a fucking pigeon.
Fucking pigeon noises. That's a defense mechanism. He breathes in sharply, looking at me for a moment. The monster! The monster? Jenna repeats. Repeats, peering at the approaching truck. Fuck, is that Jeremy and Clint? No. She lets out a relieved sigh. I recognize that busted grill. The vehicle begins to roll until it rolls into idle and parks about 10 meters from my skip too early! From where we're squatting. A towering figure emerges from the inside, a rifle in his hands. Is it Flynn? It's a Flynn. Fucking hell. Flynn blinks at us all, then shifts his attention back to TJ. The lynx is staring at him as if it's as if he is just the horror of horrors. Jaw gape and silent scream as he writhes in Leo's grasp. Flynn! Jenna growls. Damn it! Flynn! Apparently. God damn it. Just put it. God damn it. I guess we're all just hollering now. Micah briefly glances over his shoulder toward the house. No movement inside. What did you do? Oh, god damn it, Jenna, you judgmental ass motherfucker.
What did I do? I sure as shit would like to know. One minute we're searching for Carl, the next he's just staring at me with that crazed look in his eyes. He started crying, snotting all over the place. I've been chasing this little shit for fuck knows how long while the whole town is falling apart. Lost him for a bit, so I went home and grabbed my repeater. Flynn holds up his rifle, and I can see it's pretty damn old-timey looking. Like the sword you'd see in old westerns, with a metal that looks as more brassy than iron. Shifts his gaze from TJ to the rest of us, and frowns. Fucky you guys been up to?
No one immediately speaks. To be fair, I'm not quite sure how to answer either. It would take hours to summarize everything that's happened since Flynn and TJ were around. Trust me, I fucking know! Surviving. I rub the back of my neck. But we found Carl.
You did?
Flynn perks right up. The visible exhaustion he'd worn like a second skin seemed to dissolve right off him.
Where? Where is he?
I swallow, realizing how dry my throat is as I try to make the right words. Duke and my brother have him. Jenna interjects. We were briefly and unwillingly detained at Brian's. Carl was there, but Jeremy and Duke were told to take him to Heather's place. Hence, she gestures toward the pink house. Why we are here. Pink house! Now, we've seen a pink house in the smoke room that belonged to that estranged widow. Oh, she thinks she's a widow? Or no, she is... Whatever. The lady with the pies.
You're fucking shitting me.
We are not. Flynn is wrought speechless, bringing his fingers to his forehead and gritting his teeth.
This is so fucking nuts.
He brandishes a repeater across his chest, pulling back the lever and checking his clip with an increasing look of trepidation on his face.
Let's not waste any more time, then.
He stuttered a bit. He slams the... This is not supposed to be a funny scene, ma'am.
Well, stop being like...
What, fuck it, you're over here tee-heeing like a schoolgirl.
Tee-heeing?
Making jokes. I'm trying to tell a gripping story so vividly so you can see it in your head, see it in your mind. You over here giggling, talking about a story that means a lot to me. I'm never gonna get to this fucking update. It's gonna be days of trying to read 3 lines. He slams the clip back into place, stepping forward. TJ flinches, though the lynx looks less terrified and more confused now. Whoa there, Mayor's boy. Jeremy and Duke might be packing, and we know for sure Heather is. So, slow your roll, yeah? Hearing this information, it looks like roll slowing is the exact opposite of what Flynn wants to do, but he does stop. Glancing back, he seems like he's about to snap at Leo, but spots his bloody leg and the swelling around his muzzle and forehead. Oh, fuck, what the hell? Oh, his eyes he's looking the other way. It looked for a second like his pupil just disappeared. I was like, what the fuck? He's getting possessed? His expression softens. Hey, there's the old fucking group. All battered and beaten. Guys? Our attention shifts to the lynx cradled in Leo's arms, who is peering at us through bloodshot eyes. Tej. Leo loosens his grip on him, and the lynx props himself up on one knee, taking stock of his surroundings as if for the first time. Hello? Jenna exchanges a look with the rest of us before speaking. Welcome back to reality. That hum's nasty stuff, ain't it, kid? Hum? He clutches his ears. I don't know what you're talking about. Leo snaps his fingers a few times in front of TJ's face before waving his paw in front of him. TJ stares, flinching with a delayed reaction. Not too sure he's fully back with us yet. Just yet. Flynn swipes his hand through the air, grimacing.
Okay, enough of this. Wolf Boy, what's the plan?
I blink, realizing how naturally everyone defers to Leo when the going gets rough, just like when we were kids. I don't see Jeremy or Duke's rides out front, so I assume they ain't here. We should take a look around inside, but we need to be careful. They could be back any minute. Yeah, or they could be in there, just waiting around a corner.
You're like, these fucking dumbass.
I'm gonna shoot him. Bang, bang, bitch.
We all begin to follow in line behind Leo. Oh, a straight line! Perfect for a bullet! All of us pretty damn well aware our element of surprise is long gone. They still have theirs, though. We're about to reach the open door when I notice that Jenna isn't with us. Again. Where the fuck, man? It's a straight line. How are you getting lost? I glance back over my shoulder and see her staring into the underbrush back by the truck. Everyone else starts filing in before I get a chance to get anyone's attention, so I wait outside for her. Good, splitting up. That's the exact thing you should do. A wave, trying to get her attention. Sure enough, she finally looks my way and quickly scurries her way over to me. It's amazing how silent she can be, even while running. It's one of those enviable fox traits she has. It's tough to think of any aspect of foxes that's a hindrance, actually. What's up? Why was it spelled like that? Oh, it's whatever. I look at her, trying to keep my voice down. She peers at me with a scrutinizing expression, as if I had said something rather offensive, and she's waiting for me to talk my way out of it. Jenna?
Oh, it's nothing. Nothing real.
Huh? She walks in, not offering any elaboration.
Come on.
I sigh, following her. Jenna, Oh, what the fuck? This looks like a basement. Got a dartboard, a bunch of shit, and those random long lights that everyone has, but some kids' toys. What the fuck is this? Sewing machine? What is this dump? I can't say I could have ever expected the interior of Heather's home to look like this, ever having known her most of my life. This is clearly a basement. You can even see the fucking floorboards above her. The first thing that hits me is the smell. It reminds me of one of those fancy candle and soap stores in the mall, but with this sort of dusty, mildewy stank that lingers in my sinuses. Very floral overall. Potpourri, I think it's called. Next thing I notice is the decor. Much like the exterior, this definitely appears to be some kind of a fantasy, castle-like theming going on here. What castle has a dartboard? What are you talking about? Is this the wrong picture? This looks like a hoarder's basement. What the fuck? However, the person going for said theme is certainly no interior designer. Bubbly wallpaper, cheap knickknacks, and blurry printed JPEG pictures of fairy tale characters coat the walls. The walls are cinder blocks, or it's like cement, and there's nothing on the wall except that dartboard. I'm not trying to make the dartboard a thing here, but like, you're describing something completely opposite of what I'm seeing.
Also, can we just talk about the fact that they're trying to save their friend and all they're doing is ripping apart this old lady's decor?
Oh, man. Pink pennant banners dangle from the ceiling, and crushed glitter can be seen reflecting from within the weaving of the carpet. It's like a child's birthday party took place here, but judging from the faded appearance, it's been like this for a while. As I glance to my left, I notice an entire wall has been knocked down, the structural framing inadequately hidden by flower-coated curtains. Beyond said curtains is a large chair, and a long red rug leaning up to it. Takes me a moment to realize that it's supposed to be some kind of throne, lit harshly by the bright white fluorescent lights. Despite the attempted fanciful presentation, cluttered floors hinder whatever intended effect of opulence they were trying to go for. I could see old VHS tapes, candy wrappers, CRT monitors, disposable cameras, children's toys, all scattered about. Past the throne is what I think was supposed to be the living room. But instead of chairs, there's just this mattress on the floor, just covered in throw pillows and beach blankets. I even recognize one as having the logo of Southwest Adventures. Seeing that makes me realize how long ago it feels like all of us were at that theme park, carefree for the most part. Flynn steps up to the knockdown wall, repeater clutched under one arm. Guessing they didn't get a permit for this demo. As if on cue, a gust of rolling wind hits the house, and I can practically feel it shudder. Unstable. Tequila quickly refocuses, keeping his slitted gaze pointed down the hall for any sudden movement. Beyond that, the house is quiet for the most part, outside of the occasional dripping noise coming from somewhere I can't see.
Nuts. Completely nuts.
Leo mutters, shaking his head at his surroundings. Yeah, none of us come here. Never actually been inside before. And his dad never lets anyone in. Now I can see why. Leo and the rest begin moving down the hall while Jenna steps up beside me. She has a contemplative frown upon her muzzle. It's kind of weird and familiar in a way. That's all I can say initially until I begin to start placing why. This place reminds me of, like, old thrift stores and cheesy parties I went to as a kid. Can't imagine living here. God, I know that feeling.
It's not as dirty as I thought it would be.
Jenna muses, though something catches her eye in the entranceway to the kitchen. Soon, I'm following her, approaching what looks like a laminated colored pencil drawing posted on the wall with rainbow-colored tacks. King and Princess's Palace. Jenna's frown deepens. On the picture, there's a large, bespectacled feline man sitting on a grand golden throne. It's quite an upgrade from the dingy orange recliner draped in cut-up fabrics that they've got out front, that's for sure. Next to him, sitting cross-legged, is what looks like a drawing of Heather. She's in a stereotypical pink princess gown with a little tiara on her head. Two are holding hands. Such a sentimental picture, it actually seems pretty sweet that even Heather has someone who cares about her enough as this. However, Jenna's dour expression does not relent. She quickly turns, heading down the hall with the rest of the gang. Flynn and Leo continue to take point, Tequila keeping his rifle at the ready. Still no sign of anyone, though. Part of me wonders how wise it is to be carrying a gun with all of this mind-altering hysteria business going on. Flynn turning on us, any of us, is pretty unfathomable, the lizard having always been all bark and no bite.
I got a gun! I got a gun! I got a gun! I got a gun!
Okay.
Still, seeing one of my old friends brandishing a weapon, it's a weird feeling. This is just straight up the worst waiting room you could possibly have at, like, that dentist you don't like. I pop into one of the rooms along the main hall that still has the lights on. Looks like some kind of study, and it's much less cluttered than the rest of the house. There's a small desk beside the door with a laptop and a stack of papers next to it, most of them with Reclamation Bureau letterhead. With a Reclamation Bureau, I imagine. At a glance, the documents mention things like water tables, hydrology reports, and map revisions for floodplain boundaries. It all sounds like pretty heady stuff. It's odd that Heather's dad lives in such a shitty place despite having such a technical-sounding job. It actually makes so much sense to me. When you're exhausted from work, You don't exactly feel like doing interior design when you get home. DJ wanders in beside me, staring blearily into the empty room. I reach over, placing a paw on the lynx's shoulder. He flinches a little, but doesn't draw it back. You feeling better, Tej? I ask, keeping my voice soft for his sake.
Yeah.
TJ responds, rubbing his arms. His fur looks puffier than usual, most likely the result of him being so on edge.
I know we're looking for Carl, but I hope Heather's okay too.
I withdraw my paw, giving him a sidelong look as I check behind the few pieces of furniture that are in here. Oh, I didn't figure you two were that close. At least, not anymore.
You don't have to be close to someone to be worried about them.
I'm not about to argue with TJ on this one, but the way he speaks makes it sound more like he's reciting something than speaking from the heart. I step back out into the main area. Down the hall, I hear the clatter of falling boxes, followed by a hushed swear from Flynn.
Watch your step.
Get off my ass. My adrenaline buzz is wearing off. You can relax. It doesn't look like anyone's here.
What? That doesn't mean you can fucking relax. That means that Carl is still out there with those crackhead fuckfaces. I'm sure when he's dead, you'd relax plenty.
Flynn. I'm gonna hear the lizard spit, cutting him off.
Fuck you, Leo.
Flynn, you know I didn't mean it that way.
The bickering continues as I realize there's still a room in the back of the hall with the lights off. Make my way over, stepping into the doorway and peering into the blackness as I fumble around for a light switch. Another room in the basement. I find myself shielding my eyes from the glare of the unshaded light hanging from above. For a moment, I thought I saw something move in the corner, though it must have just been the glare. Yeah, I'm sure it was that, because you mentioned it. The room reminds me of the foyer, a cluttered mess with exposed drywall, electrical wiring, and damp spots all over the ceiling. There's a window to my right. I think I can see Duke's truck parked outside. Duke mentioned something about Heather taking it while we were locked up with Brian. At first, I think it's some kind of storage room, but then I noticed the pink couch in the corner with a blanket, pillow, and alarm clock. The bedroom. There are dirty clothes piled up beside it, and judging from all the bras and panties, this must be where Heather sleeps. There's even a little closet in the corner with crayon children's drawings posted over the door. Take a step in, though, I stop when something catches my eye. In the right-hand corner of the room where I thought I saw something move earlier, a little green light blinks in the shadows. As I approach, I notice something. A pastel pink baby monitor thing plugged into the wall. They're watching us! It appears to be decades old, judging by the worn paint, but it's apparently still functional. For some reason I can't really explain. I pick it up and press the single circular button in the center. It crackles with a low hissing noise, and that's when I realize that it's some kind of walkie-talkie. After a few seconds of holding the button, I speak into it. Why are you doing that? Hello? Dots. I nearly jump out of my skin at the groaning noise. Mainly because it isn't coming from the device, it's coming from inside the room. It's coming from inside the house. My eyes dart around for the source, eventually finding one of the blankets piled up on the floor behind the table. It starts to move and I quickly back up. Leo, get in here! Heavy footfalls can be heard sprinting down the hall outside, the wolf pushing his way in with wild eyes. What's going on? He looks ready to pounce, though is met only by me and a bedraggled-looking ram, trying to untangle the comforter from his horns. There he is. The gang is back together, and good lord, are they not happy about it.
Look at him and his little white beaters and fucking cute little Carl. Little Carl.
Jesus. Yeah. Oh, shit. Carl! There's a squeaking noise from the closet, and I notice Carl's unfocused green eyes start to wander in that direction. I look over and see the folding doors are slightly ajar. Were they like that before? That's when I see it. An eye. It peers through the crack wide and bloodshot. The door is rammed from the inside, knocking it to the side, sending toys and other miscellaneous junk flying. A hanging light bulb flickers in the closet as a figure steps through. I quickly realize it's Heather. She has blood on her legs and a revolver in her grasp. Yo! Get out! Oh my god! Go the hell away! I quickly throw up my paws. Leo hesitates a moment and then does the same. Hey, girlie, we mean you no harm. We just need... Leo stops talking and I'm not sure why. That is until Heather shifts out of the ways and I can see more clearly into the flickering closet. Hunched against the wall is what looks like an enormous doll. Upon further inspection, it's not a doll at all. It's a man. And there's a red smear on the wall behind him. I recognize him from the drawing, a portly fellow with circular glasses, each of the lenses shattered by bullet holes. They're just empty sockets where his eyes once were. Atop his head is a little plastic crown, embedded with costume jewelry. Oh, shit! Micah walks into the room, quickly recoiling at the sight of Heather and the figure in the closet. Carl huddles back down against the floor, seemingly trying to make himself look small. First, Micah starts to approach the closet, but quickly stops as Heather brings up the revolver, pointing it at all of us. I've never actually looked down the barrel of a gun before. The feeling is petrifying. Heather, what the fuck are you doing? It's me, Micah. I don't care. You need to go. She shifts the revolver over, aiming it unsteadily at Micah. I'll take a step back, my back now against the wall. What the hell is Flynn? Did you shoot your dad? Holy fuck, Heather! Micah, Leo rumbles in warning. That's a fucking dad in the closet. I will kill all of you. Yeah. I would say that more genuinely, but there are certain phrases I don't feel comfortable yelling, even in an environment where I know no one will take it wrong. Oh shit! A shot rings out and Micah flinches. The weapon was aimed at him when it went off. He blinks, shocked. The bat's hands beginning to shake as he checks his torso. He whirls around, spotting a light spray of blood around the bullet hole in the wall. That's when the pain hits him. He slowly begins to raise his wing. Clipped right through the center is a bloody hole. The edges of the impact site look like frayed fabric. The bat slumps back, exuding ragged gasp. You fucking shot me! Leo's eyes bulge and he starts to move, but stops when that revolver is swiveled towards him. Heather! I shout, trying to draw attention away from the others. I quickly realize I have no clue what to say. We're just here looking for Carl. Remember, like we mentioned during the bonfire? My voice is shaky. What the fuck? Okay, it says Jenna, but I have a feeling that's us because right after that it says my voice is shaky, crackling as I speak. Alright, so that's probably a typo. It's okay. My voice is shaky, crackling as I speak. The cat's chest rises and falls like she's hyperventilating. It's been that way since she stepped out of the closet. She makes her way toward the slumped form of Carl, still half covered in his blanket. Then she points the gun down at him. I'm gonna shoot him in the stupid, fat, ugly face unless you leave right now! She's absolutely screaming, her demand spouted with such a pitch her voice constantly cracks. Tears begin to roll down her already wet cheeks, her eyes puffy. Beneath her, Carl covers his face with the blanket, visibly trembling from a mixture of fear and exhaustion. Okay, right on. I swallow. That's the plan, right, guys? We're just gonna leave, nice and slow. I do my best to put on a calm face as I nod to Leo and Micah. You fucking kidding me? Micah's outburst is directed toward me. No, not after we came all this way. We're not leaving the rich boy. He practically hisses his words. He's cupping a hand over his wound and trying to avoid stretching the skin of his wing, as that seems to just make the hole bigger. Heather, you got no reason to be keeping that chunky bitch here. Micah. 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 Just let us take his ass and leave. Leave? Oh. What is this face? Heather repeats. I have nowhere else to go. Nowhere! What? Everything used to be bad, but not terrible like this. Keith barely talks to me anymore, and when he does, he says... Keith's dead, by the way, in case you... She breathes in shakily. He says the meanest things. I cover my ears and I can still hear him. Keith is fucking gone. Unless you gave him some secret cell phone number I don't know about, you can't be speaking to him. Micah neglects to mention that what we discovered about Brian's habits and the potential fate of his fox friend. But it's probably the best that it isn't brought up. This is all home shit, plain and simple. Duh, stupid! I know that! That doesn't explain anything, though! You just give it a silly name, but it's not silly, it's horrible, and I hate it! Mike opens his mouth to snap back, but Heather shrieks, a blubbering of spit coming from her mouth. Ew, it's not ew, writing ew! She begins to press her finger closer to the trigger. Carl, move! She doesn't fully finish pulling the trigger, leaving us all staring wide-eyed in suspense. She looks like she's dry heaving, trying to throw up, and immediately an immensely sick feeling within her that will not leave. Oh my god. I can barely hear anything anymore. The ringing is so loud. Good lord, man. Fuck. I mean, there would be ringing, because you just shot in an enclosed room.
Right.
But that doesn't seem to be what she's talking about. It sounds just like him, he won't stop. Oh my god. There flails in the direction of the shadowy figure in the closet. Even though the man in the closet is very much dead, he's propped up in a way that makes it look like he's watching Heather pace around the room. His dark sockets following her while her back is turned. She seems afraid to look at him. Feline closes her eyes for a moment. I can tell Leo is weighing his chances of whether he can tackle her to the ground before she can get a shot off. Before he can move, they open again, and she speaks, her voice still shrill but quieter. Everyone thinks I'm stupid, that will never do anything but rot away like everyone else. It has nothing to do with what Duke or Brian or Jeremy or Clint or anyone thinks will fix things. This whole town is so shit. No arguments there. Micah mumbles wide-eyed. And it's your fault. They're wrong. I don't even really know you. She points a pistol at me. It's like my heart crawls up into my throat, my whole body rigid with fear. This town is evil, and I'm going to stop it. I'm going to do something with my life for once and not be some plaything. Sorry. She growls at the ground, and as she says this, it's what Keith told me all the time before he went away for a while. Heather stands there, shaking in places of trying to muster the courage to do something. She begins to strafe. I don't know what that word means. Alright, we got a word of the day. In the middle of all this, we're gonna fucking stop. We're gonna pause, and we're gonna look up what that word means. Yeah! Everyone's favorite moment of these videos. STRAFE. Definition. Here we go. Strafe. Verb. Attack repeatedly with bombs or machine gun fire from low-flying aircraft. I got a feeling that's not what it is. Noun. An attack from low-flying aircraft. I still feel like that's not what it is. She begins to strafe, whatever that means, getting closer to the closet and bending down to pick up something beside the corpse. It's a bloody folder, with a little booklet stapled to the front. I recognize the emblem on the cover, the Reclamation Bureau. Heather's paw covers the front, but I can still make out Otter's Dam Basic Operation and Procedures Manual. Outside, there's some movement by Duke's truck. Trying to not draw attention to myself, I glance out the window and spot the familiar pattern of orange and black scales and TJ's tufty fur. There's a glint of something metallic. Flynn's repeater, which is currently sighted towards the hysterical cat. Heather is so close to us now. Flynn wouldn't risk trying to take a shot, right? The idea of Flynn shooting anyone is just unfathomable in its own right. What are you even talking about? I'm gonna make so there's no town. As Heather turns away, she catches a glimpse of the blood in the folder and looks back toward the closet. She screams, but she's not staring at the corpse. It's like she's looking above it, at something else at eye level. Daddy. Oh my god! She blubbers before promptly stumbling out of the room in a full sprint, elbow-checking Micah so hard that he gets knocked on his ass. We stand there in silence as Heather's footsteps fade out of earshot. Sound of a car being started can be heard. As I peer out of the window, I can see her father's utility vehicle peeling out of the driveway. Fuck me! Micah whispers harshly, pushing himself up to his feet. The smell of blood and gun smoke lingers heavy in the air, and I realize my legs feel like gelatin. I nearly collapse back against the wall, trying to catch my breath. As desensitized as I've been feeling, the fear was very real in that moment. Everyone all right? Leah was asking in my direction, though gives a little look towards Micah. Yeah. Peachy. Micah promptly walks toward the closet door and slams it shut. I don't want to look at that anymore. There's no objections to that. Jenna walks over toward the blanket Carl is hiding under. Gingerly, she pulls it off of him, exposing the rough-looking ram underneath. She flinches at first, but the next thing I know, Jenna's pulling him in for a tight hug. Carl's own massive arms envelop her, the two embracing long enough for Flynn and TJ to finally arrive. Carl! TJ gasps. Flynn, meanwhile, stops dead in his tracks in the doorway, looking a little shaky upon his feet. Jenna pulls back, wiping her eyes with the back of her forearm in such a quick movement I don't think anyone but me noticed. Carl himself can't stop shivering as if the room is freezing. He's still visibly disoriented, mind racing as all these familiar faces appear in front of him. Carl, you big cloven idiot. Oh my fucking god. Flynn drops his rifle, stepping up and resting a large hand on his shoulder. Dude. He mumbles, a rasp of disbelief. I'm gonna get him some water. Hey, Micah, come with me and look for some food. Something that'll go down easy, yeah? Bat nods, not as interested in this tender reunion as the rest of the gang. They head out towards the kitchen. He's hurt. Flynn points at the raw, inflamed-looking skin around his neck, as well as the various cuts and bruises that appear elsewhere on his body. Looks pretty surface level, but we should definitely get him to a doctor in Peyton. We're free? As Carl asks, looking up at me. Looks like it. As long as you get the fuck out of there, don't linger, bro. I respond casually, approaching him and giving him a big hug of my own. He's so warm, and his shaky breath against my neck actually feels pretty good. TJ joins in as well, sobbing into Carl's fur and muttering things I can't quite make out. Hey, you too. Carl eases his grip some on me, peering up at the tall lizard leering over him. What? You heard me. Flynn frowns, but ultimately relents and crouches down, giving his friend a stiff hug. Carl, meanwhile, clings to him like his life depends on it, evoking a few irks and grunts from the scaly one. Despite the pain noises, I catch a glimpse of Flynn's face. He's smiling. And more broadly than I've ever seen in a long time. Carl scoops up another spoonful of tapioca pudding, the remnants of the other empty cups he'd gone through sitting on the counter next to him. You're still there? Get the fuck out of there, bro!